Unless you've been living under a rock, by now your ears are filled with a lot about the soon-to-start World Cup in Qatar. What you have probably not heard are the hidden stories about the 8 stadiums that will host the biggest football show in Qatar. Weird things everywhere, you know. The first men's FIFA World Cup that will be hosted in an Arabian country is just a few days away. The likes of Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Neymar Jr., Kylian Mbappe, and African King Sadio Mane are warming out to slug it out in this year's edition. Of course, the matches will be taking place in state-of-the-art stadiums across the nation. Do you know one of the most unique features of these stadiums? They are fully air-conditioned. In all, 8 stadiums will be used during this tournament, which will go on for a month. They include Thumama Stadium, Bayt Stadium, Khalifa International Stadium, Ahmed bin Ali Stadium, Education City Stadium, Lusail Stadium, Stadium 974, and the Janoub Stadium. In this exciting video, we will discuss each of these stadiums and some of the interesting features they possess. Are you ready to find out these world-class facilities that will host the hostilities between the nations of the world? Of course you are, but please, before we get into it, show us your support by hitting that like and subscribe button, comment down below what you think about the video afterwards, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. With that being said, let's get right into it. The first on the list is Lusail Stadium. This is the biggest stadium in the country with a capacity to host 80,000 people. It is specifically designed for the final of the competition, and there is no doubt that it is benefiting from an occasion of that magnitude. It is designed to express the rich Arabian culture with motifs and art pieces, bowls, and vessels of the Arabian tradition. If you have seen the dance of light in the shadows and the traditional fan art lanterns, you will recognize the inspiration behind the design of this stadium. Apart from its final, this stadium will also hold 6 matches during the group stage, 3 during the knockout round, and 1 of the semi-final matches. If you have chosen to be in the Qatar for the World Cup, you'll be doing yourself a disservice if you fail to make it to this stadium before the end of the competition. The next majestic stadium on this list is the Education City Stadium. Its cooling system is the first distinctive feature. However, its aesthetics are absolutely jaw-dropping. It is inspired by the geometric shapes of conventional Islamic architecture. Unlike the Lusail Stadium, it can only hold 40,000 people. After the World Cup, the capacity of the stadium will be reduced to 25,000 because some of the seats will be donated to developing countries. Nonetheless, it remains an attractive masterpiece that will wow many tourists and football fans. Do you want to know how the stadium got its name? That's because it used to be a lecture theater. Just kidding, that's not true at all. The name of this stadium is linked to the numerous top universities surrounding it. Well, it will definitely be one of the centers where the teams and their coaches will be schooled during the tournament. Are you ready for another 8-2 scoreline? Does it ring a bell? Can you bet against a repeat of that? It's only a matter of days before we find out. The third stadium on this list is Ahmed bin Ali Stadium. This 40,000 capacity stadium is the embodiment of the local culture and tradition of the people. A quick glance at the intricate facade shows a mirror of the undulations of sand dunes. Meanwhile, the geometric patterns reflect the natural beauty of the deserts around the nation. Every tourist at the tournament will never get enough of this stadium. It is one of those places in the Qatar that will make your camera click non-stop. This facility reminds you of the natural aesthetics of the naive fauna and flora. Interestingly, once upon a time, the stadium sat on the same site. More than 80% of construction materials that were used to build the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium came from this previous stadium. Therefore, it is basically a reconstruction and renaming of the former facility. Its environment-friendly surroundings make it an early favorite for the coolest stadium of the tournament. The Thumama Stadium is the 4th on this list. Males in the Qatar wear a traditional woven cap called gaffia. The inspiration for this design of this stadium came from this cap. You might want to buy one during your time in the Middle East in the spirit of the competition. Just like the aforementioned stadiums, this is also a 40,000 capacity facility. It is also an air-conditioned stadium designed to optimize the internal environment of the stadium. The organizers have announced that 20,000 seats from this stadium will be donated to developing nations. It is another way of saying enjoy it while it lasts. And finally, Stadium 974 is the 5th facility on this list. It is a 40,000 capacity stadium constructed from shipping containers. Were you wondering why the reason 974 was attached to the name of the stadium? It is an international dialogue code of the nation. It is meant to remind the world that Qatar has managed to host the world. It is also a number that represents the exact number of shipping containers involved in the construction of Stadium 974, yet this is the most remarkable fact of his stadium. Instead, it has etched itself in the history books by achieving the status of first fully demountable tournament venue in the history of the competition. Further developers, are you watching? Bayt Stadium is the 6th trademark air-conditioned facility to be used in Qatar 2022. It is designed as a replica of the Bayt al-Shar, a tent nomadic people for Qatar use for shelter. Fishing and pearl diving into the city of Al Khor, where stadium is located, are some of the reasons for the fame of this city. This stadium is dear to the heart of the people in Qatar because it reminds them of their roots. Its retractable roof system will definitely be a feature that will fascinate and entertain many football fans and tourists in the Qatar during the tournament. It is a 60,000 capacity stadium, which makes it one of the largest facilities that will be used to host this year's World Cup. Thanks to advanced cooling systems of the stadium, fans do not have to worry about the extreme condition of the surrounding environment. The penultimate stadium on this list is the Janoub Stadium. You need to see this stadium. The bird's eye view of it gives it an appearance of one of Batman's warships. It's designed to replicate the sails of traditional dhow boats. This stadium is located in one of the oldest inhabited areas of the nation. The retractable roof of the facility and its innovative cooling system ensures that it is suitable throughout the year. Its 40,000 capacity stadium will also be reduced to 20,000 after the tournament. The excess seats will be donated to developing nations are one of the upper tier of the stadium. During the course of the competition, get your cameras ready and click numerous pictures of this facility if you find your way into it. Finally, the Khalifa International Stadium is the last facility on our list. This stadium has a rich history and it was developed in 1976 to host the AFC Asian Cup, Arabian Gulf Cup, and Asian Games. Therefore, it is a stadium that has witnessed numerous sports events. However, it is about to host the grandest of them all. This 40,000 capacity stadium has an LED lighting system that fans will find fascinating. It is certain apart from football on display. It will provide fans with one of the most memorable experiences during the course of the tournament. I want to know, what do you think about these stadiums? Have you seen such standards before? We will love to hear your opinion in the comment section. Again, if you enjoyed the video, please leave us a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn that notification bell on for more exciting World Cup content.